Look, y'all put y'all faith in presidents like they gon' change this country. Run the league and let y'all play, cause y'all gon' make a money. Fuck Obama, he ain't come here on cargo slave ship. What the fuck he do for blacks in his administration? I'm waiting, patient like a saint. Black, Hispanic, Native, they hate your ass the same. Paint Christ in they image, paint you as a slave. God ain't all love, scriptures say he hate. African soul niggas, they know we not the same. School to prison pipeline to get you off the streets. Put you in the cell toilet connected to the sink. Molested as a kid, she prostituted as a teen. The byproduct of Martin Luther King dream. They just took the yoke off, my nigga, we ain't free. We living bleak in these wastelands of poverty. If you don't know the truth, then the lie sound promising. Prophecy, gift and the curse. Dylan started killing, they was sitting in church. Black folk forgave him, man, this shit is absurd. You should never love your enemy, that shit ain't gon' work. Yeah, fuck dying on your knees, you better die in glory. Man, I joined the UPK, taught me the art of warring. I took a nigga life like mine to be recognized. I feel that pain every day, it can't be reconciled. Pops banging, my sister a prostitute. My brother got life, and somehow I still found the truth. War ready, no cowards, no excuse. Fuck reparations, you can't bandage no open wounds. Blood on the leaves, body swing hung from a noose. I was on a run in Nashville and I found the truth. I called the school, classes being held by the shock on my life. I want to be a gangster like a cop. Do this for my brothers, real brotherhood. Everything we do, we got it out this book. My nigga, I can never be no African. UPK the only authorized acronym. I'm passionate about my brothers and sisters. We in hell, I ain't got nothing against them. That's another religion. If it ain't under YAHANNA, ain't he murdered by them and got a hug from YAHANNA. That's the way out for a coward in my observation. They don't fear the Lord, they indoctrinated. Wolves in sheep clothing, Joe Osteen. Real priest bringing back black royalty. One West on my headpiece, ranking order. Can't let them trick me off the streets, I gotta raise my daughter. I got brothers at the border ducking ICE agents. I got the name change, it was life changing. My family thought it was a game, put on all black, they said I was going through a phase. It's more of us in jail than it was slaves. Chose by the Lord, we can never be the same. Soon as they born, the wicked go astray. They left the truth, they wasn't with us anyway. Niggas weak, they just saying anything to be truthful. We don't want no cowards anyway. Look, coronavirus, that's a plague. You don't get too much sleep when you waking up the dead. First camp, I cut off all my dreads. I took an oath when that oil hit my head. Niggas capping like they lids. I'm a priest, I never stick no fork in no pig. I was dead till I found out how to live. This brotherhood taught me how to be a man. I came back to my roots, I had to dig. A couple gaps I had to bridge. I got a rib, I'm married to this work. You wanna serve the Lord, he ain't in the Christian church. Came back to my roots, I had to dig. A couple gaps I had to bridge. I got a rib, I'm married to this work. You wanna serve the Lord, he ain't in the Christian church.
Was there something missing in my life till now?
Moderate Mark Productions.
Yahweh pulled out all the demons, got a nigga walking clean. Though I got the same drama, I don't think the same thing. My desire is the kingdom, forget your damn dream. My reality is king. Follow the creed, Shema, Yasha Allah, Yahweh Allah, Hayanawa, Yahweh Akka. We serve one God, behold, he has the power. power to devour all our enemies. We be on the front line preserving our energy. Act like you're kin to me and be of good use. I'm a living sacrifice and need a good boots. I got the juice, the water, and the cola. Mix that with battery acid and baking soda. Let the word super soak it. I'm striking you like a cobra, on fire like supernovas. I'm a UPK soldier, undefined, years older, but look at me as a babe. Paraventure, watch a real man behave. With a beard, not a shave. Fringes all custom made, with borders of blue, and the old man in the grave. The shield of Dawada with the water for a chain. I rock with the commanding general all day. He keeps paving the way for niggas like me. Fuck all that northern and that southern kingdom beef. We face the east. Our place of peace, even in solemn assembly. At the feast, we rep YAHANNA, our king is a beast. We hit the street, highly anticipating the win from the Almighty, while we reveal the mass of sin. Give him back the true identity to his people again. I say your 49 and 6 is how Israelites get sick. Get in the trench, more than your priest. What's your age? 144K later. Fuck a side. Watch me hit you with that UPK smile. Fuck a smile. 1969 UPK style. Fuck a side. Watch me hit you with that UPK smile. Fuck a smile. 1969 UPK style. Welcome to the jungle rumble, young man rumble. Don't play, keep break, don't break. Stay humble if you're getting out of line. Tell me what did you expect? The most high is playing chess in the checker about your niggas gon' respect. Nothing but honor through whatever, not just a hoary edge. Young brothers govern together, growing tighter when we tether like the leather of a cow. High brothers on post, northwest, east, south side, outside, prophesying outright. Weather permitting, get stop and listen to the outcry, pumping through the alpine. The white man's a devil, that's real, damn right. What you smoking, get off of this glass pipe, you need a light. We standing here, bringing out the scriptures. If you open your mind and close your legs, you'll get the vision about a few words. More bigger to elect his own deck. The Lord is a man of war, the battle is high tech. The kingdom is at hand. Get your motherfucking eyes shut. Back up, or you can die next. It's not a test. War stumble and be tree upon a head. Shit flooded upon a chest. The generals on the set. You have a spirit of unrest. I detect you're a Christian. All your iman is missing, but you believe you're Egyptian. Come up out of that madness and leave those religions. All oppressors are the devil on earth. In case you missed, it's not a mystery. We shout it at the top of our lungs. But honor and dignity are preserved for his prodigal sons. We're number one in abortion and a murdering. Plus the prisons say a result of our language and gay. You're tied to the UPK, be ye baptized and newly made. Cause up until now, you've been facing the crowd. Bring your ties to the UPK, be ye baptized and newly made. Cause up until now, you've been a minstrel's tie. Motherfucker style. Watch me hit you with that UPK smile. Fuck a smile. 1969 UPK style. Fuck a style. Watch me hit you with that UPK smile. Fuck a smile. 1969 UPK style.
Clap it up. Shalom, Israel. This is the Israelite School and University of Practical Knowledge. Started out at 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under the amazing Commanding General YAHANNA. I.S.U.P.K is not affiliated with any other Israelite group or organization. You know what I'm saying? This is the I.S.U.P.K Houston Wednesday law class. Preaching Officer Rum, I'm holding it down for Preaching Officer Awan until he gets here. And today he titled the class Still Slaves and Joining with the Other Nations. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, even though in modern times right now, you know what I'm saying, we are still in slavery. You know what I'm saying? Just because, you know, we're not in literal chains and shackles and getting, you know, physically beat. Well, Salaka, we are getting physically beat. We're getting killed now. But, you know, even though we're not in physical chains, you know what I'm saying, and people, you know, beating us with whips and, you know, and all type of things that they did when we were in, you know what I'm saying, you know, bondage, you know, as far as we know as slavery, like we are still in slavery. You know what I'm saying? Like we still, you know what I'm saying, take the short end of the stick in society. You know what I'm saying? We have to fight extra hard for jobs. You know what I'm saying? We are oppressed every day. You know what I'm saying? We have to be 2 times better than the other nations in everything. You know what I'm saying? In academics, in business, in in athletics, in everything that we do. You know what I'm saying? Everything that we do now is not good enough according to our oppressor. You know what I'm saying? We work and we slave, you know what I'm saying, for these business owners, and they still don't, consider us an equal part as them. You know what I'm saying? The Constitution, you know what I'm saying, was written for a group of people. You know what I'm saying? And it's, in the preamble, you know what I'm saying, it says that all men are created equal. You know what I'm saying? When you read that, you can, okay, well, that means I can get a job or I can go to school and, you know what I'm saying, and be as successful as, you know, the white man or the Chinese man or the Arab man. You know what I'm saying? But that all men are created equal wasn't designed for us. We were property at that time when that was written. You know what I'm saying? And to this day, we still kind of property. You know what I'm saying? We look to these nations as our savior, as our comfort. You know what I'm saying? And that's a result of, what I'm saying, what they call that condition is Stockholm syndrome. You know what I'm saying? Like we've been in bondage and oppressed for so long to where we formed an emotional attachment to our oppressor or our captors. You know what I'm saying? That's why, you know what I'm saying, when we get beat or we get killed in the streets, the first thing that we do is say we forgive them. You know what I'm saying? We forgive them. We forgive them. You know what I'm saying? When Trayvon Martin was killed, you know what I'm saying? We demanded justice for a little bit, but then we was like, okay, we forgive him. We forgive him. When that other dude shot up the church and killed 9 people, we forgive him. They took him to Burger King when they got him out of the church. They took him to Burger King. Now this is a murderer that the police, you know what I'm saying, dealt with and arrested. Not only did they put him in a bulletproof vest first to protect his life. You know what I'm saying? His life was more important than those 9 people that was in that church. You know what I'm saying? They put him in that vest and they took him to Burger King and bought him food because he said he was hungry. Now, how many times, you know what I'm saying, they had a black man in the back of that car and he said he was hungry? Well, you're going to eat jail food tonight, boy. You know what I'm saying? That's how they treat us. You know what I'm saying? This is not our kingdom to be considered, equal to anybody. This is still their kingdom. This is still their heaven right now. You know what I'm saying? And we steady look to these nations, you know what I'm saying, to find hope or whatever. All right, first the first scripture I'm gonna read. This is Lamentations chapter 4, verse 17. As for us, our eyes have yet failed for our vain help. In our watching, we have watched for a nation that cannot save us. You know what I'm saying? Like we look, it's our eyes have yet failed for our vain help. You know what I'm saying? We look to these nations and our oppressors for help for everything. You know what I'm saying? We look to them for food. We look to them for clothing. We look to them for justice. We look to them for everything, equality. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the main things that our nation is striving and pushing for now is equality. We want to be equal. We want to be accepted by these people so bad to where, our so-called, what I'm saying, leaders of the nation, you know what I'm saying, they they preach this, you know what I'm saying, like your Al Sharptons, your Jesse Jacksons, your Martin Luther Kings, you know what I'm saying, even your Cornell X's. You know what I'm saying? Like they push us to, you know what I'm saying, demand and try to strive for equality in our oppressors' heaven, which is not gonna help. You know what I'm saying? That is our vain help. Vains mean nothing. You know what I'm saying? These people are not gonna help us in the magnitude that we think they should. You know what I'm saying? We've been asking for reparations and we've been asking for this and asking for that, and we have gotten nothing. You know what I'm saying? We just had an incident, you know what I'm saying, a few days ago when a oppressor, one of the oppressors, you know what I'm saying, went into one of our stores and shot down and killed 10 people. You know what I'm saying? And written on his weapon was, "Oh, here's your reparations: bullets, death." You know what I'm saying? These people are our enemies. You know what I'm saying? We can't look for hope in them at all. You know what I'm saying? The scriptures say, "Never trust thine enemy." You know what I'm saying? We got to look at these people as who they are, our enemies. We're supposed to separate them from them. You know what I'm saying? And it says, "In our watching, we have watched for a nation that cannot save us." This nation cannot save us from the Most High. You know what I'm saying? We are in a condition that we are in because we fail to follow the law, statutes, and commandments of the Bible till it's to the fullest. You know what I'm saying? Our Christian church, you know what I'm saying, has watered down the scriptures, to make it, acceptable or feasible for, everyone's comfort. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So they say, okay, it's okay to, get an edge up. It's okay to be a homosexual. Ain't nothing wrong with eating pork, crab, shrimp, and lobster. Come as you are. You know what I'm saying? Give me 1 second. Salaki. All right, Salaki about that, y'all. We had Lamentations chapter 4, verse 17. Yeah, but like I was saying, let me see. You can go to Psalms 55 and 21. Right. So, like I was saying, you know what I'm saying? We watch for a nation that cannot save us. You know what I'm saying? Like these nations cannot save us from the Most High. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, we've we've not followed the law, statutes, commandments of the scriptures. You know what I'm saying? For the Lord, you know what I'm saying? For times. So that's why we in the punishment and condition that we are now. This is all stated in Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter. You know what I'm saying? It states that, you know what I'm saying, if we don't hearken into the voice of the Lord, then all these things will happen to us. Now, we can only get ourselves out through the Most High's help, and that's by following His laws, statutes, and commandments. That means staying away from the type of, staying away from the customs of the other nations. You know what I'm saying? Because in each captivity, you know what I'm saying, we kind of gravitated towards all these other, you know what I'm saying, nations. Salaki, matter of fact, drop that and give me Deuteronomy 17 and 15. You know what I'm saying? Like we've adapted, you know what I'm saying, the customs of other nations in, in each captivity that we was in. You know what I'm saying? And one of those things that keep us as slaves, you know what I'm saying, is that, you know what I'm saying, and the reason why, Salaki, the reason why we hope for these other nations is because, you know what I'm saying, we apply their methods of selecting leaders. You know what I'm saying, a democracy, which is called voting. You know what I'm saying? And when we vote, you know what I'm saying, we're voting another oppressor to lead us. You know what I'm saying? I'll just paraphrase the one in Psalms, that I had to pull earlier. You know what I'm saying? his words, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter. You know what I'm saying? But war is at his heart. So when they running for office, of course they're gonna appeal to the black community, the Hispanic community. They're gonna say whatever they need to say to get you to say, okay, well, this white man is all right. He's for black people. He's gonna fix our potholes. He's gonna fix our poverty margin. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna help us build businesses. He's gonna help us be a nation again. But then when they get in office, none of that happens. You know what I'm saying? Ghetto Boys just had this song. You know what I'm saying? When he say, once you vote them in, he say the only reason why they come to the community is for the black vote. And then he says, once you vote them in, they don't know you. And once you vote them in, they can't do jack for you. You know what I'm saying? So once you vote them in, then they go on with the plans that they made deals with people that had the money, those interest groups. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, he came to Fifth Ward or whatever. He came to Sunnyside. Yeah, I'm gonna help you build new streets and upgrade your businesses, your houses, and I'm gonna help you do this and I'm gonna help you do that. You know what I'm saying? And you like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And you punch that ballot and select his name. But then when he get in that office, all those people that donated millions of dollars, yeah, man, yeah, you said you was gonna give me Sunnyside so I can turn it into a parking lot. You know what I'm saying? Oh well, you know, I gave you $20 million. You know what I'm saying? You said you was gonna give me Fifth Ward so I can do whatever I want with it. You know, I'm gonna run everybody out. I'm gonna gentrify it. You know what I'm saying? So he's like, all right, yeah, I'm gonna keep my word to you because I need to win the next election too. You know what I'm saying? So boom, Sunnyside parking lot, Fifth Ward, gentrified. You know what I'm saying? And you looking like, man, we voted you in. Like what's going on? Like you supposed to all that stuff you was talking about when you came to the community center, none of that happened. You know what I'm saying? You know what Barack Obama did? He legalized gay marriage. You know what I'm saying? That's it. He made it a penalty for you not to have insurance. You know what I'm saying? Because like when you file your taxes now, if you don't have insurance, they're gonna hit you with a fine. You know what I'm saying? That's what Barack Obama did. You know what I'm saying? His slogans everywhere, change and yes we can and all that stuff. Yeah, that's what he did to get you to vote. And he didn't even really have to do that because all you saw was the color of his skin. And you was like, oh, we in. We got a black president. We got somebody we in now. You know what I'm saying? You want to take up the class now, sir? Come, sir. So yeah, we in. We got a black. You know what I'm saying? The older people, they was like, okay, yeah, I can die now, because we got a black president. You know what I'm saying? We made plans. Yeah, we gonna paint the White House black. We gonna put a big barbecue pit in front of it. Yeah, we just making all these plans, and hope was one of his things. One of his slogans was hope. You know what I'm saying? But this scripture said, as for us, our eyes have yet failed for our vain help. You know what I'm saying? Help, hope, same thing. Change. You know what I'm saying? Yes, we can. You know what I'm saying? And when he got elected, gay marriage was at the top of his agenda. You know what I'm saying? He allowed that, and it was something else that he did. Oh yeah, okay, of course. You know what I'm saying? He made it a penalty for you not having medical insurance. You know what I'm saying? And that's and in order for you to not get that penalty, you had to get his insurance package, which was Obamacare. You know what I'm saying? And people thought, oh yeah, he care about us. He making sure everybody get insurance and blah blah this and blah blah that. You know what I'm saying? And people still couldn't afford the Obamacare packages. You know what I'm saying? So read that Read that Deuteronomy 17 and 15 for me.
Deuteronomy.
And this is my last one before I'll be out and take some.
Deuteronomy 17 and 15. Thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee.
It says, thou shalt not in any wise set him king over thee. He's talking about anybody that's not an Israelite.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
Whom the Lord thy God shall chosen, one from among thy brethren,
one from another nation.
One from another nation.
You know what I'm saying? An African dude that looked like he could be a nigga.
Okay.
Read it like you say it. He just I'm just
Okay.
questioning the description. Just say one from among
one from among thy brethren.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that elects that chooses a black running mate, a so-called black running mate.
No, one from thy brethren.
One from among thy brethren. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. Shalt thy set king over thee.
Go ahead.
Thou mayest not set a stranger over thee, which is not thy brother.
Thou mayest not set a stranger. So I can't vote for Biden even though he got a so-called black.
Thou may not set a stranger over thee.
I mean, Bill Clinton, man, that's the blackest white man I know.
Thou may not set a stranger over thee.
A little weed, played a little saxophone. You know what I'm saying? Got him a little fellatio on the side of it. If that ain't black to me, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what to tell you. I can't vote for Clinton.
Nope. Now,
so they say, may is not set a stranger over thee, which is not who?
Which is not thy brother.
Which is not thy brother. So all these, you know what I'm saying? Well, you got to pick a poison. You either gonna die by cocaine or die by heroin. Well, don't pick one at all. You know what I'm saying? Because that was the thing. You know what I'm saying? We either gonna pick Hillary or we gonna pick was it Biden? No, not Biden. The person she was running with against. Was it?
You know, highlighters.
Oh yeah. No, I'm talking about Hillary Clinton. No, so she was running against whatever the Republican candidate was at that time.
Hillary.
No, she was running to get the president, the Democratic.
At the time,
no, she was running against Biden at the time, I think. You know what I'm saying? To get the All right, so Salaki, for the technical difficulties, we was at Deuteronomy 17 and 15. It says, thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee, whom the Lord thy God shall choose, one from among thy brethren, thou shalt set king over thee. Thou mayest not set a stranger over thee, which is not thy brother. You know what I'm saying? So, just recanting what we were just saying, you know what I'm saying? Like we chose people that, you know what I'm saying, that we thought was, associated with us. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, Barack Obama, you know what I'm saying, everybody thought he was black. You know what I'm saying? He didn't even say that he wasn't black. And that's the tricky part. You know what I'm saying? You just have to look him up to see his nationality, to see his parents, to find out he was African. You know what I'm saying? His wife Michelle, yeah, she's black. You know what I'm saying? She's a so-called Negro. You know what I'm saying? Like a thing to prove that is, you know what I'm saying, they went to Africa to the place where they got the what they call the door of no return. You know what I'm saying? When they captured the slaves and they sent them to their door and they was never seen they family or their village again. And you know what I'm saying? And somebody asked him, how does it feel to be standing here, knowing that, you know what I'm saying, like your ancestors was brought here and to never come back to their family. Obama said, well, I don't know nothing about this, but maybe Michelle, you know what I'm saying, Michelle can identify with this, not me. Why? Because he was not a slave. You know what I'm saying? His people were not slaves. His people were the ones selling us. You know what I'm saying? But he wrote that first black president thing till the wheels fell off. You know what I'm saying? And what more, you know what I'm saying? You got a black wife, you know what I'm saying, that the women also love. You know what I'm saying? They bought her books. I think she came out with a clothing line or whatever. They bought her clothes. You know what I'm saying? They probably if she put out a book right now, it's gonna sell out in a day. I think her first book sold out like it pretty quick. You know what I'm saying? Well, you're not supposed to set nobody over us that is not our brother. And you know what I'm saying? And the Lord should, you should sit back and let the Lord do that, because the first time we chose somebody to lead us, it wasn't even because their leadership skills or their knowledge or their wisdom. It was just because they was tall. They were taller than everybody. You know what I'm saying? Saul was the first king of Israel, and people chose him because he was tall. Man, he looked like he can lead us, man. He taller, he looked like Shaq around here. Yeah, that's the king right there. You know what I'm saying? But then David ended up taking his throne, you know what I'm saying, because of his knowledge, his wisdom, and him following the Most High. You know what I'm saying? With that, that's my time. I'm gonna let Officer I want y'all to take over the class. I'm gonna pick up from where you left off. I just did. I actually scratched it off my list and you brought that up. I was like, yeah. One body. We'll be doing that tonight. Right. No breakdown, sir. Let's see. All right. Okay. Israel. That's good. How you doing, brother? All right? Yes, sir. It's elevation. It's like sit up. That's good. Usually this, there you go. Usually it sits up. I don't want to be that low. Yeah, please. All right, these your notes right here. All right, I'm gonna put them in this chair right here. Okay. Slide mine over here so I can go in. All right. Still slaves and joining heathen nations, right? And the children of Israel, so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native American Indians, natives, First Nations, from North, Central, and South America, we have a real mental problem, a mental health issue that's been handed down to us purposely by our slave master, right? We love heathen nations, should I say religiously, okay? And that's the perfect way to say that, because we follow their religions, we follow their customs, and we also follow biblical prophecy, because it was also given to us by Moses
that we would go whoring after the other nations once again. So we're absolutely sick with it. Not only do we whore after other nations, we also, there's an old saying, the number one defense attorney for the white man and white woman is the black man and black woman. It is the Hispanic man and Hispanic woman. It is the native man and native woman. And we will defend our oppressor. We don't love them, but we defend the right to so-called have this free spirit that they've given us. And this free spirit is to be wicked, to be able to do whatever you want to do when you get ready to do it. No strings attached, but yet there's a puppeteer, yet there's a puppeteer who's controlling your strings, right? And they string you all the way out. I'm saying down in Texas, we got a term when you strung out, right? And we also say you've been hemmed up, right? And that's what these commandments of men will do to you. They'll have you hemmed up against the wall. And the only time that you're going to listen is if your oppressor says, don't do that, right? If your brother says don't do it, Negro, please shut up, right? And just to go on to what Officer Ron was speaking about, Obama, his agenda, his whole thing was change, right? And he had an acronym, right? It was C.H.A.N.G.E. For change, minus the dot at the end. Change, right? And you find out, in the hood, we say it was no change. It just meant come help a Negro get elected. That's all it was. You see what I'm saying? And he's not even a Negro. And Obama got more done in the 2 terms that he was in office than George Bush Jr. and George Bush Sr. put together. He actually amplified the NOI, or should I say, the world. How do they call it? The world agenda, right? That they have, right? It was the Anglo agenda, right? But then they said it was like one world order. You know what I'm saying? One world order used to be the Anglo world order, and the agenda wasn't going so far, so they decided to change the name from Anglo world order to New World Order. You know what I'm saying? So it was AWO before it was NWO, right? A simple research and Google will give you that information, man. All right. So this is what our people have to do. We're going to have to learn how to trust each other. We're going to have to do exactly what the Bible tells us to do, which is we're going to have to flee to our own nation of people. Now, everybody says that they're spiritual. They're liars. They're physical. They're in love with their lust. They're in love with their physical desires that America allows them to do with being a homosexual and smoking weed and all types of lasciviousness and sexual deviancy. That's what America loves. That's what America's bred off of. And if you come into the I.S.U.P.K, fortunately, but unfortunately, you have to rid yourself of all of that you learned in America. America is Babylon the Great, right? The harlot that sits on many waters, man. And that waters is the people who make America great. You see what I'm saying? That's the sea. That's the water right there. All right. So so this is where we're at, and it's not even hard to figure out exactly what's going on. You have the lynchings, right? The different lynchings that occurred, and the different lynchings that occurred for our people, man. These lynchings were violent public acts that white people used to terrorize and control black people with in the 1900s and the 20th centuries, right? And of course, the 21st century, because lynchings haven't stopped. My people are from Mississippi, and they are still lynching brothers and sisters right now as we speak, man. See what I'm saying? Particularly in the South. And lynchings typically invoke images of black men and women hanging on trees. They did that, but they involved other extreme brutality, such as torture. You have mutilation, right? Um, Decapitation, and desecration. Some victims were even burned alive. They have pictures right now with victims that are burned alive right now. And those images are still prevalent to this day because they want to be able to strike fear in blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. And what we have to know is our Hispanic brothers were right alongside with us, being hung, being burned, being mutilated, being desecrated. They went through the same things that we went through. Here's a shameless plug right here for Captain Katazar. He has a new book called We Came from the East. This book right here, man, right? Israel, I suggest that you purchase this book ASAP, immediately, man. If you're not supporting this book, I don't know what the hell you're doing, man, with your life, right? Because you're going to have to be able to go out and tell our Hispanic brothers who are lost into Catholicism, who are lost into Christianity, who are lost into all types of witchcraft, to get the hell up out of that and come to your God, Yahweh, right? And your Savior, Jesus Christ, known to the world as Jesus Christ, but he's Yahweh Shah. And this book right here will explain how our Northern Kingdom brothers, right, who are Hispanics and Native Indians and Guatemala to Panama and Colombia and to Uruguay, right, and the Seminole Indians, all of these brothers, man, right, these 10 tribes, these are our brothers, and this book is a great book. Big up to Captain Katazar from the Brooklyn camp, I.S.U.P.K. I want to just let you know that this book is a purchase that you need to do. You need to have it right now, right? But again, we are still slaves, and we're joining these heathen nations. Give me Jeremiah, if you could, brother. All right, give me Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 33. All right. That's gonna segue me in right into this next topic of the one I'm speaking about. Not topic, but subject, right? Of us being together. When I say us, I mean the Northern Kingdom, which was better known after the split of Solomon, right? After the death of Solomon, there was a split in the kingdom. Okay, and you have the house of Israel, we will call. Then you had the house of Judah, who was a southern kingdom, right? That's why in the book of Hebrews, right, in the 8th chapter of Hebrews, the 8th through the 13th verse, you'll clearly see where the new covenant only refers to the house of Israel, the house of Judah. The entire book is an Israelite book. If you're a heathen nation, put our book down. It's not your business. You are committing a federal offense. Read that for me real quick.
Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 30. Verse 3.
Yeah, 33 if you could. Uh-huh. Yeah, 50 verse 33.
Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 33. For thou sayest the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, the daughter of
the who?
The God of Israel.
Right. This is Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 33, right?
Mm-hmm.
The God of Israel, right? This is letting you know this is not anybody's business, but the God of Israel's children. Mm-hmm. All right. I don't know what the church is teaching. I don't know what type of context you all follow, but you're ass backwards. Go ahead.
The daughter of Babylon is like a.
This is now what I need from you is Jeremiah. Look real good where you at. Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 33.
Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 33.
Mm-hmm. That's where you at?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let me hear it again.
The daughter of Babylon is like a threshing floor.
Right. So again, look at what you're at. Jeremiah chapter 50.
Chapter 50.
All right. I don't think you're there.
Oh, I might be at 51.
Right. That's all right.
Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 33.
Uh-huh.
Thus Thus saith the Lord of hosts.
The Lord of hosts is the Lord of the army. Right? That's the God of Israel.
Mm-hmm.
Keep going.
The children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together.
Stop right there. You see how I say that? This is what the Christian pastor don't understand. This book is an Israelite book. This book is about us still being slaves and avoiding slavery by coming together as one, mending our old hatred toward each other and coming together as one. That's Christ's agenda. That was Yahweh Shah's entire agenda, because we can't do it with the house of Israel, and we can't move forward without the house of Judah. We need both parties involved, right? It's sort of like how our oppressors started this Republican Democrat. You know what I'm saying? But they work together. You just don't understand. But this is much deeper than that, right? Because we are on the same bird, as you want to say, right? These are the two kingdoms that were split apart. And it clearly says that the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed what?
Together.
So the exact same thing that happened to the so-called Negroes here in America, that happened to our so-called Hispanic Native Indian brothers. We were oppressed together. And guess what? We are still oppressed together this very day. You can't look at your brothers, and say, yeah, those Mexicans here or those Hispanics here. You're talking about yourself when you do that. Mm-hmm. And the moment we learn to come together as one, then we'll stop joining heathen nations. What I want to clarify is joining with your Hispanic brothers, they're not heathens. There's a doctrine out there that's not sound doctrine. All right. Somebody's out there saying that all of Israel is, they all black people. Right. And I'm here to tell you that's absolutely retarded. And that is not a teaching coming from the I.S.U.P.K. under commanding General YAHANNA. We are one nation. We are one blood family. Right. And that's the reason why Commanding General YAHANNA sent us out here by way of Captain Kahan, under the leadership and direction of Captain Yatazak, and we went to the mission of Acuña. We went out to Acuña to go and help our Hispanic brothers. Meanwhile, we also help our Mexican brothers. You know what I'm saying? Because we are all one family. Issacharites, right? Yashakar in the Hebrew. We're one family. We're going through the exact same oppression. They're no different than us. The moment we realize that, we'll take over rulership overnight. I'm telling you what's going on. All right. So keep going after oppressed together, Bible shop.
Sure. And all that took them captive held them fast. They refused to let them go.
Now, the Bible written in pronouns. Who is, right, all that took them? Right? The all is there's 18 nations on planet Earth, man. 17 of those nations have had the children of Israel in captivity. Right? When we speak in I.S.U.P.K, of course, we can't give it all to you right away because you have to come to class to learn it. Right? If you go to a seminar on how to deliver babies, you're not going to deliver babies the first seminar. The second seminar you go to, eventually you're going to have to stop going to seminars and go to class and get some hands-on experience, right? And get some deeper, thorough knowledge in order to be a person who's going to deliver babies, right? That's whatever profession it is, right? So the same goes for here. It's the Israelite school, right? So on the outset, it's 18 nations. To round it off, we were in captivity under the Babylonians. We were under captivity under the Assyrians. We were under captivity under the Medes. We were under captivity under the Roman Greco era. The Greeks, the Grecians. We were under captivity under the Romans. We're under captivity in America, right? But in between those 5 or 6 I named, in between the tick and the tock, we were in slavery by all the Japhetic people had us in slavery. You have the Chinese people had us in slavery. The Arabs, god damn, had us in slavery. You know what I'm saying? So these are all enemies of ours. These are not our friends. We're gonna pull the scripture, but they have refused to let us go. All nations are involved. You may not think, or a person may not think, well, it's just the white man. It can't be the Arabs, because I walk in their stores and they buy stuff and they say hello, friend, and we got a good relationship. They give me I ask for a cigarillo and they give me one for free. You know what I'm saying? They're my friend. No, they killing you, man. You know what I'm saying? They give me pork feet and all that stuff. They don't even charge me. Right? The Bible says don't even sell your brother pork. They're not your brother. You see what I'm saying? They're not your brother. So we have to understand our enemy to where we can move and stop joining heathen nations, right? By doing what? By following their doctrines, right? By following their doctrines, right? Following their philosophies, saying Happy Mother's Day. Father's Day coming up, right? You have a lot of different Hebrew Israelite groups out there, fake groups that want to be like the I.S.U.P.K. And then they fold every time. Listen, you could always tell three main things. They might say, I don't celebrate Christmas. I don't do the Thanksgiving. I don't do the New Year's. I don't do Easter. Yeah. You celebrate your birthday, Father's Day, and Mother's Day. That's what you do. You know what I'm saying? And they do that. Mm-hmm. That's because they're not in the truth, right? You're going to have to let go, and serving the Lord has to be more important than you joining heathen nations by celebrating Father's Day and celebrating Mother's Day and celebrating your damn birthday, which is absolutely satanic. Right? And understand why we say the things that we say under command in General YAHANNA, because it's the truth, right? And people hate us like they hated Christ because we refuse to join heathen nations, right? 7,000 men, right? As it says in the book of Kings, who have not bowed their knee down to Baal, right? Who have not joined these heathens, man. These virgins, they're not talking about never had sex. These virgins are talking about never selling your soul and representing the Antichrist. I'm saying not going against Christ, standing 10 toes down in this truth. That's what it's about. It's about nothing else, man. Life is warfare, and the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through God by pulling down those strongholds. What are those strongholds that our people have? We can't stop smoking cigarettes and weed and drugs and having sex parties, right? We're lost in the entertainment world, right? We have an excuse that if we're in the entertainment world, that we can do certain things that we do. Or if I have more money than this other brother, this sister, I can engage in sinful activity that I wouldn't normally do if I was poor. Right? Sin is sin, and the Most High has no respect of a person. All right? Whatever you're doing out there, stop it. The Most High is going for your neck. Right? They're saying right now what the I.S.U.P.K. has been saying since 1969 and all the way to the 1800s, which is UFOs. Now they changed it to IFOs. Anyway, Christ returning. That's what it is. Christ returning. And also, they are listening to everything that the priests and prophets say in the I.S.U.P.K. Not only are they trying to evaluate and steal and then change up our talking points, they are also listening to us and believing us because they know that we hold the key, not them. Now it's time to get serious about UFOs, IFOs, right? And it's always been serious, right? They're here. Christ is coming. He's coming back black. And all the angels are black, right? And there's not an FBI agent or a CEI agent who can stop that. Nothing. There's not a scientist, right, who can stop it. There's not a rocket flare, right? There's not some defense mechanism. There's not some Star Wars project who can stop the return of Christ. And they're coming for us. Who is us? So-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians and natives and First Nation people, man, who deserve to be saved. But there is a responsibility that you have to show yourself. You're going to have to show yourself to be approved. That's what the scriptures say, right? You have to get in here, and you're going to have to recognize that you are a slave. You're going to have to change your old ways. You have to get rid of that old man and that old wicked woman. You have to do that. Nobody can do that for you. We will bear your burden. We will help you and counsel you to get you out of the condition that you're in. But we can't get you into the kingdom of heaven. We can't actually make you stop smoking weed. We can't actually, make you stop being a homosexual. You got to do that yourself. You have to listen. The Bible says, "Let the weak be strong." Right? You have to counsel yourself in the multitude of counselors. And before you go to war, you always get counsel. You have to lean on your brotherhood, lean on the sisterhood. If you're not willing to do that, we can't help you. If you're not willing to obey the Lord and that simple instruction, then we can't help you. You have to be willing to help yourself. You're going to have to love your brother and sister what? As you love yourself. Now, if you don't love yourself, we can't make you love yourself. We can't make you stop having anxiety. We can't make you stop. Right? Any of the mental health issues that you have, you are going to have to trust in the Lord. You're going to have to take a step forward. Put everything back that you ever learned and heard and step to the Lord and say, "Lord, right? I need help." Now, who's the Lord you're going to be talking to? I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to be talking to niggas who grew up in the hood, who know the same condition that you was in, because you have this mystified thing in your mind that the Lord is going to come down on this plane and come and help you. No, he's already given it to his priests and prophets. The scripture says the Lord shall do nothing. But what does he do? He gives his secrets to his servants, the prophets, right? And back then, when Rebecca was pregnant and her belly was pregnant and uneasy, she felt a war going on in her stomach. And she said, if this is supposed to be good, right, why do I feel like this? Right? So she went to go see a man of the Lord. She went to see a man of the Lord, right? And a man of the Lord was called a seer. Give me first Samuel 9:9, Bible Kashah. All right. 1 Samuel 9:9. I don't want to talk too full and don't show the people because there may be people on here. It is going to be people on here from here on out until Christ returns that have never heard this information in their life. And one thing that we're taught under Commanding General YAHANNA, we are not going to ramble on without showing you the scripture, all right? 1 Samuel 9:9. All right. You see it? You having a little trouble, just look in the you got it? Look at the table of contents and that'll help you. Uh-huh. Yeah.
1 Samuel 9:9.
Mm-hmm.
Before time in Israel.
Before time in Israel. Keep going.
Mm-hmm. When a man went inquire of God. Went to inquire of God.
When a man went to what? To
inquire of God.
Listen to the word inquire, everybody. When a man went to inquire with God. Go ahead.
Thus he spake, come and let us go to the seer.
Come and let us do what?
Go to the seer.
Let us go to a seer. What is a seer? Keep going.
For he is now called a prophet, was before time called a seer.
Read that part again real clear so they can get it.
He is now called a prophet.
He's now called a what?
A prophet.
That's who the seer is. He's a prophet of God. Keep going.
Was before called a seer.
But was before time called a seer. So now we are seers. We're priests and prophets of the Lord. Priests and officers of the Lord. And no, not every priest is a prophet.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's why you have designated ones who are high generals and captains. They know who that seer is. They see that seer coming in as a young man. If he hang around or get his head anointed, he'll become a trooper, be an officer, and move up the ranks. He'll begin to help people and counsel and see visions and everything else. He'll be able to interpret dreams, all of that. But you're going to have to go to school for that. You know what I'm saying? Even if you have a natural ability and a gift, you still got to go to school for it, right? Like all the men did before us. You come up in the ranks and you come to class, pen and pad, close your mouth, learn, ask your questions, learn to be respectful, and it'll turn out great for you, right? Okay, so now that is what a seer is. Now go to Genesis chapter 25, verse 23. Right? Inquire is the word that I wanted the class to make sure that they listen to, all right? The word inquire, because that's what Rebecca did. She inquired of a man of the Lord, and a lot of people think, well, it's all capital letters. She was talking to the Most High. Right? That's Christianity, man. That's Egyptology. That's what it is. That's conscious community breakdown, right? And the conscious community is better known as the rigor mortis community because they are stiff dead. All right, go ahead.
Genesis chapter 25, verse 23. And the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in the womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels.
Now, what is that, verse 23?
Yes, sir.
Go up to verse 22. I'm trying to get where it says she inquired.
And the children struggled together within her. And she said, if it to be so, why am I thus?
Right. That's what I was explaining at first. Keep going.
And she went to inquire of the Lord.
She went to do what?
To inquire of the Lord.
So we just read in 1 Samuel 9:9. When someone went to inquire with the Lord, she went to go see a seer, which is a prophet of God. So she didn't go to the Most High God. She didn't go to Yahweh, right? That's fiction, right? That's Christianity. The Lord said, the Most High God, Yahweh said, well, heaven is my throne. The earth is my footstool. Guess what? The Lord God of Israel is a shot caller, and he has never, ever been here on planet earth, although he will send his spirit here. He sent his spirit in the form of Moses. He sent his spirit in the form of Joshua. He sent his spirit in the form of Elijah and Elisha. And ultimately, what? He sent his spirit in the form of what? Christ. All the prophets that's in this Bible are in the spirit of the Most High. You know what I'm saying? Because if you really read the Bible, you really come to class, it's all repetition, meaning all prophets are basically saying the same thing in every scripture, in every book, that is, right? And it all coincides great together. There's no confusion. The devil is the author of confusion. The Lord puts it simple and plain right in front of your eyes. The only thing that's confused about it or confusion is your Christianity understanding, for you trying to understand the scriptures. And in the I.S.U.P.K, we understand that, and we can clear that confusion up for you. Because Christianity is definitely a drug. It's so much of a drug that people think that they're free. And now that they're free, they can go and join the heathen nations. Now that they're free, they think for some reason that I'm going to do better than my ancestors did, right? I'm free now. Now I'm going to go and I'm going to deal with the heathen nation who put us in bondage. Why in the hell is somebody killed my grandfather? If an oppressor, an enemy nation kills my grandfather and I grew up, why the hell I want to go across the street and hang with Billy? I don't want to hang with Tommy because his great-grandfather killed my great-grandfather. It run in the family. Now, whether he might kill me physically, I know he don't like me. And I know it's been a whole lot of talk inside of his house. Listen, Israel, don't be stupid, man. There's a whole lot of talk that goes at the dinner table about blacks and Hispanics and Native American Indians, First Nation people, and we are the most undesirable nation on face of the planet. They got so many jokes about us, man. And no such thing as a joke, okay? That's why a comedian shouldn't put on the dress, because that ain't funny. Right? It's not a joke. Watch what you say and do, right? On the movie screen. Watch what you say and do in the public when you have cameras around you, because nothing is just entertainment. That's all a lie, right? It's all programming. I'm saying it's plotted on purpose, right, to manipulate your mind. And if it can't get yours, it'll get your children, right? That's the worst thing that can happen. It'll skip you because you in the truth, but it'll get your children, right? The scriptures say, train your children up in the way they should go, right? If you train them with the television and train them with the propaganda of America and the movies and the magazines and so forth, then guess what? Don't be surprised if your son wants to change his name from Zion to, what's his name? Zay. Don't be surprised if your son want to be like the guy, a boy, and change from a boy and be a girl like Dwayne Wade, I guess his name, right? Yeah, Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union. Zay. Yeah, homo. So, yeah. Mm-hmm. And do like Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson, but Magic Johnson's son. Magic Johnson's son, what, about at least 8 feet 7 inches. His boy, like a future linebacker. Yeah, he ever been a 240. He putting on heels on a cross dresser, man. You know why? Because we're still slaves. And he joined his son with the heathen nations because Magic Johnson is joined with the heathen nations. Like father, like son, like mother, like daughter. It's the same thing. Mm-hmm. So give me Deuteronomy, if you could, brother. Give me Deuteronomy. Let me go to Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 64. Let's prove that we're still slaves and joining these heathen nations. And I think it's absolutely funny. People have to say, we have to stop saying we slaves. So are we in rulership? Are we in rulership? Okay, what's the opposite of rulership? Bondage. Slave. And a lot of you all have not said that to yourself enough to let it burn. It's got to hit. You have to accept it. And then it's got to burn. And say, damn, I'm being called a slave. Well, listen, if you want to be, in denial, deny plausibility, and the cognitive dissonance, you want to avoid that, then you just keep, thinking that Tommy and Billy love you, and then, hashtag Buffalo mass shooting. That's what you have, right? Because I guarantee you, if it was anybody that was in I.S.U.P.K, the first shot on the inside, we want to talk about, I thought, the milk fell on, on aisle 7. No, Negro, we at the gun range. We know how a gun sound. You know what I'm saying? We at the gun range. We know how it sound, right? You come in these doors, you're going to get what they call shamar, on watch, right? This is not the Christian church. We know it can go down. Dylan Roof would never get in here. If anything, the shooting would go on outside of the school. He wouldn't come into school and then pick and choose who he finna kill, man. And then once he killed, we most definitely would not hug him and tell him it's okay, brother. It's okay. The cops bought you Wendy's, but we're gonna take you to Papa Do's. That is madness, man. And then you thinking it's one isolated incident. And it's not, right? The Lord of God of Israel judges a nation of people. That's what he judges. He does not judge individuality, right? And if he wants to, he will judge individuality. The Lord do what he wants to. But it's a fact, it's in the Bible, that he deals either with a man or he deals with a nation. Doesn't matter, right? But it's a fact that it's in the Bible, he deals with nations. And he takes out nations, right? Read what you got. I'm going to show you how he did it.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 63, right?
64.
64. And the Lord shall shatter thee among all the people. Scatter thee among all the people, Shalaki.
Right. The Lord going to do what?
Scatter thee among all the people.
Shalaki, stop this for a second. Now, to set the premise, this is Deuteronomy 28. These are the curses that the children of Israel were to receive if we broke God's laws. We broke God's laws. We did that. So these curses went into effect. Mm-hmm. And this is the scattering of Israel. That's why we're scattered in all these different nations And you have Colombians in Colombia saying that they're Colombians. You have the ones in Puerto Rico saying they're Puerto Ricans. Puerto Ricans and Colombians, they really think that they're separate nations from each other, especially when you give them a flag. It's over. I don't know what the flag does, man. But you give them a flag and it's like, we our own country. I'm saying, which is an ensign. I get it, right? That flag does play a part in you thinking of your independence and you thinking you separate. It does, right? But the Lord separated and scattered the children of Israel into the four corners of the earth. He did exactly what was prophesied by Moses. Keep going.
For the one end of the earth, even unto the other.
We were scattered from one end of the earth, even unto the other. Keep going.
And there thou shalt serve other gods.
Now we're gonna serve who?
Other gods.
And once we were scattered into these other nations, we would begin to say that we were Egyptologists. We'll begin to say that we're numerologists. We're in the numerology. We'll begin to say that we're in the horoscopes, right? We'll start saying that these rocks vibrate and they feel so good and I get power, right? A dumb rock. Then we'll go into the rock of Islam. We'll look at wood and we'll go into the wood of Christianity, right? We start doing Christianity and Catholicism. We start worshiping Buddha, right? And any other feel-good palm reading type of, seance that we want to get into that our heathen nations brought into it. So we became weak. We followed the doctrines, philosophies, and any other thing that we were in these heathen nations. That's what made us Gentiles. That we were carried away by these dumb idols. Right? Keep going.
Which neither thou nor thy father have known, even wood and stone.
There you go, right there. Wood and stone. Our fathers before us didn't worship no wood, man. They didn't bow down to Tammuz, right? They didn't create such abominations. We learn those abominations by thinking if we join our oppressor, join the heathen, then they'll love us more. Let me tell you something. When you join a heathen nation, when you trim your ways to seek love, they don't love you, man. They hate you. When you leave your nation of people to go and serve another God, because that's ultimately what you're doing by serving another nation, because they have gods that fall on those holidays. And you can trace every holiday back to one of their gods, right? So you're serving their gods and you don't have the Most High with you, and he hates you when that happens. Go ahead.
Chapter 65.
Oh, no, that's it?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, go up to verse 43 and 44.
43, 44.
Mm-hmm. Or the curses, right?
The stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high.
You see that? A stranger that's with you is going to get up above you very high, right? Who is a stranger? There's different contexts of a stranger. Stranger, this is your enemy. This is a heathen nation, right? Again, these are the curses. The curses are from verse 15 on down, verse 16 on down, right? In the 28th chapter of Deuteronomy. This is verse 43. It said the stranger would get up high above you. How does a stranger get up high above you? I'm gonna tell you how. You submit to him. You give it to him. That's how. Because listen, ain't nothing better than a black, Hispanic, and Native Indian man or woman. We are the best, the strongest. We are above all nations on the face of the earth. So how does this happen? We get weak, right? We give up the fight. We take our eye off the prize. The prize is rulership, right? And we say, you know what? When in Rome, do what the Romans do. When I'm American, might as well, hey, if you can't beat them, join them. We don't know how to fight. A slave don't know how to fight. A slave is scared to fight because they give up their God. They give up their power. If we give up our power, which is the Most High God and His commandments and our morality, then He's not going to fight with us. The Lord say, trust in Him. Trust in Him and flee to Him. When you don't, just like any good father, you'll say, you know what, just go out there in the street. And I hope you make it back to knock on the door and apologize and see where you made your mistake. That's a good father. It hurts, but, that's where we at right now. Continue to read.
And thou shalt come down very low.
And we're going to come down very low. How low can you go? Death row, what a brother know. And that's low. I mean, it's not being, we're being trodden on right now underfoot by other nations right now. Trodden on underfoot, man. Because we love to have it that way. Right? I was just out the other day and he said, hey, man, you want some of these tamales? I said, boy, I love tamales. I even started talking Mexican when I heard it. Tamales. I love tamales. I said, hold on. To myself, I said, hey, it's got pork on it. He said, yeah, it's got pork on it. Like that was a good thing. Yeah. And he slid it to me. I didn't even touch it because it said don't touch it. I said, nah, I can't do that. Oh, that's right. That's what tripped me out afterwards. Goes, oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. You got that Star of David on you. Look at this right here, man. See what I'm saying? But I was able to educate the Mexicans, Mexican brothers, to let them know you shouldn't be eating it either. That now you have word of it. Now you have knowledge of it, that you shouldn't be eating. Now there's no cloak. About a couple of minutes, him eating, he got it and went over there and sat at the other side with his wife over there. They didn't want to sit at the bar with me no more. Because they respect it so much to where they hate you. Right? Because they're not strong enough. But what really got me, I say, you know what? He doesn't think that we're one people. That's the problem. He thinks that he's another nation. And let me get over here because this is a Mexican tradition. It's not a Mexican tradition, man. You've been bamboozled like the rest of us. You've been tricked to thinking that you're not with your brothers. But the brother just read the scripture, Jeremiah 50 and 33, where it said that the house of Israel and Judah were oppressed together. And we've both been fooled and plotted on together. You've had the old razzle-dazzle flea flicker pulled on you. And guess what? It's getting to the point to where our people love to have it that way, man. They love to have it that way. Give me some more when you can. Mm-hmm.
He shall lend to thee, thou shalt not lend to him.
Now, what's that right there? It says, he shall lend to him. These other nations are going to lend to us. He ain't say how much. You know what I'm saying? I mean, listen, man. When you start a people from slavery, anything looks like progress after that. You see what I'm saying? You start a people, you were slaves. We're still saying it to this day, right?
Mic on. Hello. Yeah. Hello. Yes, we're at the first Gaylord. We have LaQuisha Henderson. She's here. I hope that ain't nobody's real name. So we have LaQuisha Henderson over here. She's the first black woman to ever blah blah blah. We have Leroy Theodore over here. He's the first black man to ever. Let me tell you something, man. White people think that that's great. It's a damn shame if we've been free since 1863. Right? That's when Abraham Lincoln, right, had supposedly freed us, right? Right? So if we've been free since 1863, good night, right? Then what is the deal of us still saying to this day? It's 2022, 1863. The first black this and the first black that. That lets you know about the prejudice and the oppression. We're still fighting to be what? Join their world. Every time I hear it, I'll be like, stop joining them. Like, you the first black this, and now you can't tell that person nothing. Whoever that first black person is to do that, let me tell you something, man. We are still slaves under the slave patrol. I mean, it's just not gonna stop. You see what I'm saying? And you're looking at the what Abraham Lincoln did. Oh my goodness, President Lincoln, he issued the Emancipation Proclamation on January the 1st, right? 1863. And that was as the nation approached its third year of a bloody civil war, right? The proclamation declared that all persons held as slaves within the rebellious states are and henceforth supposed to be free. Now, we were not free, because when you look up what was the key issues between the North and the South, right? Why was state rights an issue between the North and the South? A key issue was states' rights, because we needed states' rights. Because if you know, they may make something legal like weed legal here, but then you go to Minnesota and it's not legal. So we're supposed to be America and we're joined together, but there's different states and statutes and precincts that have different laws everywhere, right? That's to catch blacks and Hispanics up, right? So, excuse me. So the southern states wanted to assert their authority, right? And they wanted to assert their authority over the federal government, so they could abolish federal laws that they didn't support, right? Especially laws interfering with the southern rights to keep slaves and to take them wherever they wanted to. Another factor was territorial expansion, right? So that's what they did here. The same game that they played, right? The same game that they played back in the day of they sent laws to the neighboring cities, right? And wherever we tried to go, these laws would be around us. Let's say if they celebrating birthdays here, we said we're not going to celebrate birthdays. Let's go to Humble, Texas. Then they would the Grecians, they would send out a decree to the neighboring cities around you. So man, let's go to Pasadena. I mean, let's go to South Houston. Man, let's go to A-Lee. And wherever you try to go, it's the same law. You're like, well, damn, I might as well go back to Houston then. Yeah, I came to Port Arthur thinking that they wouldn't have this. But they got the same thing in Baytown. They got the same thing in San Antonio. It's all the way down there by the Rio Grande. I heard they did it in Killeen. And they did it in Killeen. Well, you know they got it in Austin, Texas. That's the capital. So they say, you know what, I'm going back. They passing laws everywhere. And this decree is making it seem like we have to join the heathen. And a lot of people did. A lot of our people in the book of Maccabees, a lot of our people said, you know what? We were better with the heathen. I think we need to sign a contract with the heathen, and that way we can control these Negroes. Guess what? That's what's going on today. That's what's been on with Christ. Because when Christ woke up Lazarus from the dead, they said, hold on. These people might start believing on him. That's what Josephus said, right? And he was right. He was a heathen, but he was right about that. Right? And so what happened, they plotted against Christ. I said, man, we're going to have to kill this dude, man, because these are Israel. These are the top priests in Israel. Like your preachers here, the black preachers here, right? And they said, we got to get Christ up out of here, man, because they're going to start believing on him, and I'm going to lose my seat with the Romans, man. I can't have it. So who holding us back? Our own people is holding us back. Another nation really can't hold you back. They need to implement your own people into position to where they sell out. Then they got you to hold back. That's why collectively we have to stop. And if we don't stop before Christ return, and he's on the way, I love to say this foolishly, because in I.S.U.P.K, these priests and prophets of the Lord, and here under Commanding General YAHANNA, we serve the Lord with rigor, and we are fools for Christ. Christ is going to return.
over 200 million angels on spacecrafts. Call them IFOs. He's coming. And I hope you're not laughing and you done spilt your red juice and your popcorn laughing at me. Because when they show up at your door, you're going to find out that these Negroes on them corners, right, them Israelites under commanding General YAHANNA, we were telling the truth. We're here in the United States and abroad. And we are spreading the word of the Lord, and we're telling you to come back home, that the kingdom of heaven is at hand. You better take this small window of opportunity right now. Because if you don't, then Lord be with you. Because that's who you're going to need when the bombs start hitting. That's what you're going to need when you see them brothers getting off them spacecraft. And you see other brothers getting crowns for the work and diligent hard work that they put in. Then you're going to see nonfiction. I'm saying, you're going to see fiction turn into nonfiction. You're going to see reality hit you, man. The origins in the 1700s, the origins of modern day policing can be tracked back to the slave patrol. How did they get the slave patrol? They just, the same people who had us in slavery, their ancestors grew, died. Their ancestors grew up and died. Their ancestors grew up and died. Their bloodline rest of them, you can stay with this, okay. Michael Jordan and all the rest of them will be snared in holes. Guess what? They are in holes, man. They are. And they're terrified of making a move. Oprah Winfrey should be speaking out right now. I mean, damn, like, listen, man, they damn near twist that brother arm off at that David Chappelle show. You know what I'm saying? I mean, damn. I mean, you can't get to the white boy because they're going to, protect him. But at least you could do what? You could at least take a stand and hold a press conference. They got enough money to hold a press conference. They own damn cameras. Buy your own cameras. How come we ain't started our own media? Ah, damn. Oprah Winfrey got owned, right? That's what it's called? Oprah Winfrey Network. Let her cover a mass shooting. You know what I'm saying? And it'll still be on, right? You know what I'm saying? They'll go from on to off.
Right.
Oprah effed up failed. That'd be the name of it. You know what I'm saying? Oprah finally failed. It'd be off. That'd be the name of it. Because she wanted to love her people and cover a story, man. About a mass shooting, man. That's it right there. That's all of it.
No, sir.
Keep going.
And they are hid in prison houses.
Where are people hid?
In prison houses.
Our people are hid in prison houses. And that's why the scripture says that our children are going to narrowly look upon this oppressor. Right? Mm-hmm. When he's a taxidermist, when he's stuffed in a museum, our children are going to look at him and say, is this the person? Is this the one right here that messed up the world, that shook kingdoms, that did not release his prisoners? Nah, Daddy, this can't be him. It's the one that y'all was bowing down to? Wow, he sure look red. Ain't red the color of sin? Yeah. And y'all didn't know that back then? Man, come on, stop playing with me. Our children are going to look and say, wow. Right? And so, stop. I encourage and highly suggest and advise the children of Israel. Do not join heathen nation. It is the biggest mistake you'll make in your life. Do not sleep with heathens. It's the biggest mistake you're making in your life. That's a clear mental disorder, man. You know what I'm saying? You with a heathen and you sleeping with him. You brothers, you with a heathen and you sleeping with her. Listen, man. Lord be with you in your struggle, man. See what I'm saying? But the I.S.U.P.K. under command and General YAHANNA, we're gonna keep speaking the truth and bringing the truth to you. All right. Again, we are trying not to be slaves ever again. And the only way we're gonna do that to come back to these laws, statutes, and commandments of the Lord God of Israel, serve him with rigor, and then guess what? He'll put us back in our rightful spot. All right. And with that, I'll turn the class over. Who do you call you? Okay. All right. Which one? This one? You need that one? Oh, sure. I'm sure. All right.
I.S.U.P.K. security announcements. We are the I.S.U.P.K. Started out at 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Room for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they're off limits for 6 months. Mm-hmm. They're to be saluted only. Mm-hmm. They're here to share themselves of the word. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 months, brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithe, which is a commandment, out of the book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 21, and Malachi, chapter 3, verse 8 through 10, means 10th in Hebrew, Mayasharah. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations, we are still in the Feast of First Fruits,
Right.
which started Saturday after the Sabbath of unleavened bread, which was Sunday sundown, May 2nd, 2021. So we're going to count 50 days and celebrate the 50th day, which is Sunday, June 20th, 2022. It's like start before sundown. Out of the book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verse 10 through 22. If anyone wants to become a trooper in the school, to start wearing all black, boot, shirt, pants, headband, or scarf. And these are the security announcements.
All right. With that, I imagine means to stand. Men of Israel, we give one courtesy salute. Your teacher. Amayim Shabbat. I imagine. Barak. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah Barakatah. Yadi Batah. Saw it. Turn to the sisters. Men of Israel, one courtesy salute to our sisters. Amayim Shabbat. I imagine. Barak. Yahweh Shemal Atah Shem Yahweh Shah. With that, Yadi Batah. Dismiss. All right. Hey, appreciate it.